you believe we have Liesl Ahlers?
Hi,
Janie
welcome.
Woo. Hey, so you've got Satan here and also Janie Slash, and we freaking love you, Liesl. We're so glad to have you.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be on the show. It's so cool to talk to you guys.
We want to get the word out in America about Friend Request. I think it is out.
Well, it was in theaters. It just came out and it's on Netflix now.
We should have seen it in the theater.
Yeah.
We were gonna go. I tried to get you to go see it in theaters.
Hey, guess what? Guess what I'm holding in my hand? The Blu-ray of Friend Request.
Yes, awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, it came out on Netflix on the 15th of April. Yeah, April 15th. So that's pretty cool. And it's just been so nice to hear everybody's response to the film. It's really cool.
Look, you play the coolest role ever, and
What was it like to play Marina?
Oh my goodness, guys. It was honestly the best role ever. Like the best role you could ask for as an actor is, to play someone who's so creepy and like, I love her because she's vulnerable too. Like there's two sides to her. Mm-hmm. She's vulnerable and nobody likes her, but then she becomes powerful. It was just so much fun to play. Like I honestly love this character so much.
Did you do any research into the occult? Because I know Marina's character had a lot to do with the occult, or did you have any interest into that beforehand?
Interestingly, I didn't focus too much on the occult. I focused more on her like psychology of the character, because she has trichotillomania, which is a disorder where you pull your hair out, and I was trying to focus more on like layers of my character more than really on the fact that she's a witch, which is really interesting now that you brought that up. But that's also a part of the character that I really liked. I love the fact that she was an everyday witch and not just like a demon or a monster really.
Yeah,
so that was really cool.
I like that she was able to get revenge for those that kind of mistreated her. And
yes,
it was clever.
Yes.
It was clever the way that it went about.
And I just compliment you by saying I feel like you did body acting, and that means it was not just your face, but I felt like in the long shots where we saw you, your whole body was talking as Marina. The way you'd place your feet, the way you'd move, it was just your whole body. So I loved it.
Thank you so much, Jay. Yeah, I did put a lot of like effort into creating the characters, like, posture. I would be like, okay, Marina would be a bit more hunched, whereas Liesl is usually more like this. So then I would focus, on creating the character from scratch in a way. And also with the demon, I had to walk on stilts, and that was that was crazy. But it was so much fun to kind of create the movement of this like witch demon character.
We watched the commentary and we heard you mention that you had to wear stilts. How hard was that? Did you do any stilt training beforehand?
I had like 2 days of training, and then I just had to like train by myself. It was crazy because I'm quite short. I'm not really tall. I'm like 5'3". So being like twice my height basically was really scary at first. But it was challenging and I loved it. It was so much fun.
And so when you're that tall, you feel powerful, don't you?
Yeah. That's a cool thing, is that it creates this character just by walking on stilts. You feel like you are this big energy and very powerful and strong. Yeah.
Love it. Liesl has so much going on too.
I know. I saw.
Okay. So the series Obsession, we'll get to that, but let's talk about your film that was it chosen for the in Lagos for the Lagos Festival?
Yes, so my film's name is Daylight. It was an official selection of Real-Time International Film Festival in Lagos, Nigeria, which we're really proud of, because the whole goal with my film was to create awareness abroad, because it is a South African awareness film, and it creates awareness regarding the children in my country who become orphans due to the AIDS epidemic.
Right, and so is the film then a documentary?
No, it's not really a documentary. I like to call it a documentary drama. It's based on true events, but I wrote the script, so it's like a story. It's like a fictional story, really, just based on true events in our country. But yeah, it's more of just like a film, not really a documentary. Yeah.
Are there positive things happening to mitigate this problem?
Yes. So that is basically what the film is trying to encourage. The film also looks at this really like heavy topic. I mean, it's a very heavy and, like topic from a very light perspective. It's written from the perspective of a 6-year-old boy. And that's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to look at it from a different perspective, put it in a different light, and encourage other countries to also contribute to help the current situation in my country, where we have so many orphans and children who need homes.
I guess I didn't realize that, there are orphans in many countries, but I'm glad that you're putting a finger on your home country to, point this out. And so you
especially with human trafficking, there's so many children who are being exploited, and it's mainly to do with them being orphans because their parents die of HIV/AIDS. So yeah, I just really wanted to shed some light. Africa has the biggest amount of orphans in the country, in the world. So yeah, it's definitely something I wanted to shed some light on.
I'm very proud that you did. And I'm very glad you produced, wrote, and directed this, right?
Yes. I also star in it, but it's mainly the lead, the 6-year-old boy who's the lead, and he got nominated for Best Child Actor at the festival. So we're really excited.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we're really proud.
So you're looking forward to Lagos, right? And then coming up in the summer, right? So hopefully, yeah.
Yes, that's in June. Yeah. So that's awesome. I recently went to Moscow. I don't know if you guys know, but I won an award for Friend Request for playing Marina.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was so cool, because I just got invited to Moscow by the president of, the award ceremony, and I received my award opposite Mick Garris, who is an incredible horror director. He created Master of Horrors, and Critters 2. So he's just so incredible, and it was such an honor to receive an award opposite him. It's really cool.
Very neat.
That is. Mick Garris is awesome.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Such great work. I was a huge Masters of Horror fan, and Critters too.
Yeah, and he's just so humble. Like, he's so inspirational. I've never met someone with such a big name who is so kind,
I heard
and
he's
just
a
real.
really nice guy. Yeah.
Very cool. Man, it is so great to have you, Liesl, on our show. It's just so awesome to have you. All right, so can we see that movie? Can we see Daylight now? If so, where?
Unfortunately, the festival's regulations and rules, they don't allow the film to be made public yet, but you can go see the trailer on YouTube, and whenever it is available, I will definitely inform you guys, and probably put it on YouTube or Vimeo so people can go see it.
And really, we just invite you to fly to Dallas and then hang out with us for a day. We'll give you a little tour.
Awesome.
and I know there are direct flights, okay, from Cape Town, I think, directly to DFW.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. That'd be awesome.
You have a clothing line too, I think I read.
Yeah. Yes, I studied acting in Canada, and then when I returned in 2012 to South Africa, I decided to teach myself how to sew. And then I founded my women's clothing label. It's called Call a Cab and Take It Slow. But then ever since, it kind of turned into a charity project, where all the clothing that I make's money go to a charity that's very close to my heart. And that's how I founded the Squared Shirt charity project, that are basically black and white shirts that women can wear with unique prints on them, which I hand print. So yeah, it's been an incredible journey.
All right, so
where can we find those?
Yeah, you can find it on my official website, lieslahlers.com. you can also buy my art there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What-
I like to doodle.
Love it.
I love it. So you create the prints yourself, and then you do the screen? Is it screen printed or?
No, I print it by hand. So I usually like make, I make my own print out of like cardboard, and then I would like use fabric paint to just like reprint it by hand.
That's awesome.
I love it.
It's a lot of
I love
work, but it's fun.
And it's beautiful clothing.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thanks.
Actually,
So happy you like it.
I ordered 2 shirts already, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't tell you
Yes,
that, but
you
Oh, I
did.
didn't know
Yes,
that.
you did.
yeah,
You ordered 2 dino shirts. It's so cool. With, like dinosaurs on them.
Hey, okay, so all of this is at LieslAhlers.com, and then the clothing line is Call a Cab and Take It Slow, right?
I love that
You
name.
can also find a link to my online clothing store on my LieslAhlers.com. So you can basically just go to LieslAhlers.com, and then you can find the clothing, art. My music is also on there. So everything's there.
All right, good. Hey, we're all about female empowerment here. We are, and so yes, I think you're.
What's the 50 Shades of Liesl tab?
That's like
Those are her
50
pictures.
photos of me.
I
thought
love
it was
it.
funny like 2 years ago.
I think it's funny. I love it. That's clever.
Yeah, I went in and saved a lot of those photos, so I think we're gonna pop them up later in the show.
That's awesome.
Liesl, okay, so we love your clothing line. It can connect to it there, but you mentioned music. So look, I don't know much about your music. Tell us.
Yeah, so basically I haven't put my music out there yet, really. I've always loved writing like songs since I got my first guitar when I was 16. And then this year I just decided that I want to share it with the world. So my plan is to release my first 2 singles in June on Apple Music, on CD Baby. So the first single is a song I wrote for a short film that I acted in recently. It's called The Defining Moment. And the other single is a surprise. So yeah, that's basically, I'm starting to slowly share my music with everyone. Yeah.
All right, look, will you come back in June when those singles are available?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have the release date in June, or is it just sometime in June?
Oh, well, I actually didn't, I can just give a date now, but I was thinking of like the 1st of June, just to kind of make it like.
Yeah,
Make it
sure.
easy.
Yeah, man. Call a cab and take it easy.
Take it slow.
Take it slow. Yeah, take it slow.
Take it
And
slow.
look, that is good advice for women, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is great advice.
It is. Look, all right, so
awesome.
can you tell us a little, how would you describe your music?
Oh, yeah. I'm really focusing on producing music that's really authentic. So I have this say, like, authenticity beats perfection. So my songs in one take, the guitar, my vocals, and it's never perfect. It's never going to sound like the best song you've ever heard, but that's the point, is that nothing is perfect, and that's where the beauty lies. So my music is just very raw, real, and honest. It's usually quite sad and about heartbreak, but it's something I hope that people can really relate to. I would say it's a combo of like Halsey meets Iggy Azalea, because
All
there's
right.
rap too.
All right. Yeah.
Meets like Lana. I think it's like a combo of that.
I love it, man. That sounds awesome. And okay, so yeah, we definitely want to have you back to talk about the music when that
That'd be
happens.
so
Yeah,
cool.
we want Liesl back on the show. Hey,
Liesl wants to be on the show. Yay.
hey. So Liesl, all right, now I want to ask you about martial arts, and also, do you do your martial arts while you're wearing the stilts?
That'd be so rad. I got to run wearing the stilts, but that was how far I came. I've been doing martial arts for 5 years now. I practice a martial art called Hapkido. So it's basically a Korean martial arts, and it's a combination of self-defense and weapons training.
Oh.
So I'm trained in nunchucks, sword fighting, short stick, long staff, and I'm currently brown belts, black stripe, which
Way to
is
go.
the belt just before black.
Yes. All right. So is this something you work on daily to your goal
Yeah.
obviously is black, right? So
it's something I have to do like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to go train on Saturdays. It's really hectic, and our gradings are really hard. We have to like do a flying sidekick over 5 people lying on the floor and then break the board on the other side. It's really intense.
Yeah.
And my instructor is Russian. He's very intense. I love him, but he's crazy. So yeah, it's hectic.
You love him, but it's painful sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, look. No, I think if you want anything in life, you have to practice it 4 times a week at least. That's
a good point. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of something that I think I've learned over the years, but I don't know. And I'm embarking on learning the unicycle right now, and so it's kind of the same for me. You really have to do a little bit every day, or try to do a lot every day, but at least a little.
That's so awesome. That's so cool that you're doing that.
It's true. He is.
Yeah. But
That's amazing.
yeah, I don't know. So look, when I'm riding that, I'll send you a video. If you send me the video of you flying over 4 guys and kicking the board on the other side.
I will send you a video, and then you send me the video. It will be perfect. Challenge accepted.
All right. Yeah. Hey, so it was just so creepy, your character on Friend Request. And, this is a well-made movie. I think it just ties together well. And, your character is strong but fragile. I want to tell potential viewers, too, this is a great horror film, but it's got some dark humor in it, too. And I love the dark humor.
Yeah.
It's, it doesn't
dark
just...
humor is amazing.
I think a good horror film has got to have a little bit of humor, and Friend Request does, so...
Yes, it definitely has. I think it's just a fun film to watch. I think it's got all the elements in it. It's really cool.
It does. And your eyes, I mean, look, there are times when you are looking into my soul, Liesl, on the screen in our living room. I'm telling you, because I don't know. I think the director said, look right in the camera. But that was fine with me. It worked. And woo.
I'm so happy you feel that way. I get so many messages on Instagram of people being like, "Hey, I'm watching the film and I'm super scared. Stop scaring me." And I'm like, "Yes,
right.
Goal reached. If I scare someone, then I just feel so good."
You want to hope that someone pees in their pants. That's a success, right?
That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm hoping for.
But look, Daylight also, man. I'm anxious to see that as well. And obviously, with that title, I'm hoping also that, and you kind of, you inferred this, that there is a solution, and you're showing, what that solution is to this problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's exactly what the film is about. And it's also about, seeing it from a different perspective so that people act on it. Because I feel like if you make something too heavy, people are like, I don't want to think about that cause now. But the moment you make it, you kind of flip it around, and they're intrigued, and they watch it, and they feel for the child, and you give them a solution. I'm hoping that they will act on it faster.
You almost have to give the ending away at the beginning, sort of.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hey, now the series, is it Obsession, right? Obsession. Can we see it in America?
Yeah. Yes. Well, the thing is, it's a thriller it's going to be shot in South Africa, but it did get a distribution deal with Amazon Video worldwide, so it will be distributed in America. And yeah, it's going to be really cool. I get to play the opposite character because I get to be the girl who figures out that everybody's being killed by this creepy stalker, and then I have to solve the mystery. So it's reversed now.
Okay. So
I like that.
I do too, because
you get to be on both sides.
Yeah,
play
that's
both
so
sides.
cool.
and look, we're not giving away too much to say that in Friend Request, the bodies start dropping, and they just keep dropping.
They just keep going.
And yeah, they do. And you know, you are controlling all of this from beyond the grave. Is so badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing.
Look,
I
know.
like how they use social media in it because everybody's so connected, and I like how you had control over that. I think
Yeah, I thought it was very relevant. I love films that, you know, like speak to a generation or a situation that's really like relevant that people can connect to. And I feel that it also speaks to like cyberbullying and its effect. Like if you want to take it, you know, into a broader kind of range, it really speaks to that as well.
And that fight scene in the cafeteria, is that where it was?
Yeah, that's where it was.
That was intense, and it was some good editing, but I could tell you guys were in a real scrap up there. And now I heard you say the director kind of let you just sort of do it yourself, right? You and the other co-star, you just kind of did your own thing.
He was so amazing. Simon Verhoeven, he's an actor himself, so he was just like, do your thing, and if I don't like it, I will tell you. So
isn't that great?
Me and Alicia were just like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. And then we went for it, and he was, most of the times he'd be like, cool, that works for me. And it was so much fun that he gave you like leeway to kind of just do what you want to do, to give you that freedom to do what you want to do.
And look, I am really glad you've got all your hair.
Yeah, they wanted to shave off all my hair. They asked me if I'd be willing to do that. And then I was like, no. So the special effects makeup team, they're really good. They had, you know, they took like 4 hours to get my hair, because I have so much hair. Yeah. It's like a mane, to get it all under like a stocking and then put prosthetics on it to make it look like I was balding. So it was intense.
It did look good. And then and okay, so look, on social media, I'm gonna steal your profile picture now and just have one. I'm gonna have a long dark strand of hair going across my eyeball.
That's awesome.
Because I want to be the mysterious one, and also look semi creepy.
You already do look semi creepy.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Look. What is it like in South Africa? Is there a horror community? Are there good horror films, or is it kind of like here where you just pretty much pick up anything on Amazon Prime or whatever?
Yeah, it's more like that. Like you would go watch, like more mainstream American horrors at the cinema. But we did have our first South African horror film. I think it was released last year. And it's in my native language. It's called, my native language is called Afrikaans, but the film was called Simbamba. I think they have an English title for it too, called The Lullaby, if I'm correct. Okay. But yeah, so horror movies aren't like really big here, but we have a lot of horror movie fans. I realized that when I started telling friends and family that I was in friend request, they'd be like, oh my goodness, I love horror movies. Yeah, so we have a lot of fans here, but not a big, like horror movie. We don't really make horror movies.
But the fans are hungry for more.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I hope they keep watching the Corpsepaint Show, because we'll tell them where to find good horror films.
Awesome.
What else, Janie Slash? Isn't it great to talk to Liesl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And look, we really appreciate you staying up super late for us. And
yeah, it's like 2:00 in the morning, but I don't mind. Like, I was just so excited to be on the show. It doesn't even feel like it's early morning.
Man, thank you very much. We appreciate
thank you.
All right, so we talked about Daylight, we talked about Obsession, and we talked about martial arts and your clothing label and the website, Liesl Ahlers.
I'm really excited about these dino shirts.
Yeah, you're getting some.
I'm excited.
Oh, yay. You guys should send me photos when you get them.
Oh, we will, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, hey,
yeah.
what?
I will.
Now, what did you call it, the shirt design? A square shirt? Is that what you called it?
Yeah, because it has like a square neckline. I just decided to call it the squared shirt. Yeah.
Love it.
I
Just
love
to
it.
kind of give a name.
It's unique.
Yeah, and it's been doing really well, which is really great. Last year I bought a wheelchair for one of the children, and we bought a ton of food and household products, and it was just so great to hand it over to them.
I'm so glad you're
love
helping
that.
orphans,
I love
and
it.
yes,
Yeah.
you're a remarkable
Yeah,
person,
it
Liesl,
is
and
special.
and
Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm so glad you think so. Yeah, no, it's just you get to a point in your life where you realize that you really want to mean something, contribute to the world. You don't just want to be do things for your own ego. You know, you want to do things because it gives you fulfillment. You know.
And you're right. You're helping the community. You're helping others. You're helping the world. That's what you're doing. But I appreciate also your constant drive for self-improvement, and that means, like, you know, martial arts and the dedication it takes to get up early and go to the mean Russian trainer, you know, who I know.
Exactly.
I can visualize it right now. I that is probably not comfortable.
It is not comfortable yet.
Well, especially since that's in like 2 hours.
Oh, right. So,
What did you say?
Oh, it's especially since like 4 o'clock is like in 2 hours for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
do you have martial arts Monday morning?
No, luckily
Oh, okay,
not.
all right.
Okay.
It's 4 days a week.
For the
So,
Saturday
I
morning,
felt
said
bad
it.
about that if you did. I was like,
all right. So, note to self: next time we talk to you, which will be in June for the music. All right.
Yes.
We'll do it hopefully to where you do not have martial arts the next morning, and if you stay up late with us again, we'd appreciate it. So.
That'd be so cool. Thanks.
Much love to you, and
you.
look. We want to give you a big hug right now, so we're going to do that virtually. We're doing it right now. Yes.
yes.
Love and hearts, Liesl Ahlers. She rocks. Oh my God.
Thank you guys so much. You
Thank
guys
you.
are awesome. It was so much fun chatting to you guys.
All right, you're very welcome. I'm going to send
Thank
you
you for
a.
talking to us. It was a lot of fun.
I'll send you a link to the final show. It'll probably be like tomorrow, and you know, so that way you've got that. So hey, we love you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye,
You
guys.
guys are awesome.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye. You were awesome too. Have a good night.